Hello! I'm Bez, pronounced they. Welcome back to the Otome Jam reviews. If you missed my other one, you can watch them up there. Otherwise, let's continue the last part of these reviews. Let's do it!
First, we're looking at Fated by Vow Together. You are a post-grad student who gets hired to work at a cafe. Shakespearean characters get to know you, and as you get better at the job, will you fall for one of them?
It's a very cozy coffee experience, very relaxing. I really like that. The art is nice, and I really like the characters. My one complaint is that there's no audio in the game currently, and that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. Hopefully there'll be audio in the future, because this is really a nice game.
Next up is Imperial Deception by Kwaima, Rob Burnley, Niazabu, Melissa Gums, and Apple Candies. In this two-player game, you're either a saintess or a noblewoman seeking the throne. Will you be able to earn it?
It's an interesting premise, though I wouldn't really call it an Otome. It's more of a strategy-based game that happens to have a love interest in it. I think, you know my opinions on Otome by now. Other than that, though, it's not the best multiplayer experience because it's basically one player controlling most of the game, with the second player sometimes contributing a thing or two in between. If there was more interaction between the two players, the two players got to switch off a bit more, I think that'd be a lot stronger. But as is, it's just kind of a weak multiplayer experience in my opinion, which is a bummer because I like the premise, I like the art, I think it's a really interesting game. I just think the execution leaves a little bit to be desired.
Now let's dive into Curse and Contract by Starish Sky. I played their game Bird and the Witch for an run this year, so this should be good. You are a witch of the woods. Can you protect your forest from trespassers?
This is basically an extended version of Bird and the Witch, which is kind of weird for a jam game, but oh well. It's cool though. Just be aware that there are transitions that can affect photosensitive people, but you can turn those off, thankfully, which is nice. I'm not a photosensitive person myself, but I still don't like flashing lights and colors that much in my games, so I'd like to turn those off. The art is good, the music is good. I think it's a strong game. Just keep in mind, it looks like a demo because there are some unfinished routes at the moment. But hey, if you liked Bird and the Witch, you're gonna like this because it's basically an extended version of that, so check it out.
Now we have Apartment No. 9 by Melancholy Marionette and Main Key Mushy. Leah is an elementary school teacher dating a Kuji, an actor. When a homeless man finds her purse, her life changes into a completely new direction.
I wouldn't call it an Otome, but it's still a very interesting game. My playthrough was Leah actively ruining her life the whole time. I like the watercolory art style a lot. It kind of switches between this watercolor art style and this manga art style, which is a little bit jarring, but the art is still strong. The story is very interesting. I don't know if I like the portrayal of mental illness a lot in this game, but it's still interesting at least. Like, that's a whole can of worms that you could open up if you want to. But if you want to play it, go in blind because the twists are very unique. Very unique and interesting. I won't spoil them. Just play it.
Next up, Soul Labyrinth by Coffee Drip Studios. Jo is given her final test by Master Yalan and told to train someone of her own. Can she do it?
It's an interesting game, not very Otome, but still really interesting. There's some puzzles and point-and-click segments, and I think they leave a little bit to be desired. Because it's hard to tell what's supposed to be part of the background and what's supposed to be part of the puzzle at a lot of times, and some things are way too small for me to see or click on them. I actually had to ask the dev for a guide on this one because I was having so much trouble getting through the puzzles. I feel kind of bad about that, but that's just what the situation I was in, so... I think the story is interesting, the puzzles are interesting, but they leave a lot to be desired. I think the puzzle design needs a little work.
Now let's play Sinless on Middle Ground by Messiah Studios, Lilai, Shiden, and Midge. You have been having visions of flying to heaven and hell. One day you meet an angel and your life drastically changes.
It's a pretty different take on angels and demons created to deliver us from evil, which I am in favor of. I like the different takes, I like the world, I like the characters, I think the love interests are all interesting in their own right. My one complaint is that there's just one music track that loops over and over and over again for most of the game. The music changes sometimes, but not enough times, and I just mostly hear this one track over and over and over. It got kind of repetitive. Other than that though, I think it's a really strong title. Check it out.
Finally, I have to give mention to ITYH, a horror tome by Emerallo. It's in the jam, but hasn't been released yet. The developer told me its ETA is in 3 months, so look forward to seeing it sometime later this year. And that was all the games in the Otome Jam. Hope you enjoyed my reviews and that they were somewhat helpful to you, and thanks for watching them all the way through. I appreciate that.
Alright then. I'm Bez from Regular Plays, and I hope you enjoyed these Otome Jam reviews. I had a lot of fun making them. I hope you liked watching them. Let me know what you thought. Leave a comment and let me know what you thought of them, because I like hearing your thoughts. And I will see you in my next review, whatever form that it takes. Bye. Sinless. Sinless, sinless, sinless. Sinless, sinless, sinless.